Greetings and salutations, Chairman Mendelson and members of the Council. I am Commissioner Robert Vinson Brannum, ANC5E08. I am submitting this video testimony in response to the Public Health Emergency Street Modification Amendment to be introduced by Council members Mary Cheh, Charles Allen, and Brian Nadeau, with the accompanying letter to Mayor Muriel Bowser. Both the letter and the amendment seek to direct the Department of Transportation to identify public space, streets, or whole corridors to be closed or narrowed under the premise to promote social distance during the district's public health emergency. This emergency amendment is to be effectuated through a citizen-submitted public health emergency street closing permit application. Mr. Chairman, members of the Council, before this legislation can be voted on and implemented, there are several concerns I bring to the attention of the Council and to the public. There is not any documentation presented through the letter and this amendment citing public testimony in support or opposition to this initiative. This amendment directs to DDOT to approve or to deny a citizen-submitted public health emergency street closing permit application within 15 days. However, the emergency legislation does not address a non-response from DDOT. This amendment does not provide for meaningful community resident input through their elected advisory neighborhood commissioner or affected advisory neighborhood commissions. Also, the 15-day DDOT directed period in the emergency legislation does not allow for timely, proper, and lawfully advisory neighborhood commissions public notice and response. As proposed, the emergency legislation effectively blocks any advisory neighborhood commission review of a citizen street closing application during a public health emergency. This emergency amendment does not address the time period for street closures or modifications imposed under this street application. What are the time frames for these street closures? Are these street closures temporary only during the period of the public health emergency, or do they become permanent? The emergency legislation does not specifically address street closure applications when blocks or corridors intersect bordering wards. Is it advisable or equitable for a resident in Ward 1 to petition to DDOT to close a street in Ward 5 without notice or input from residents and ANC commissioners of Ward 5? The emergency legislation does not allow or address impacts on public transportation, religious, and educational institutions. Due to these concerns, which are not limited to the ones presented here in my testimony, it is impossible for residents to determine the efficacy of a proposed emergency legislation. At present, there is not sufficient testimony supporting or in opposition from citizens across all 8 wards upon which the Council can appropriately proceed. The concerns of Council members Cheh, Allen, and Nadeau are valid. However, governmental decisions should be based upon accurate data, evidence, and a clear opportunity for public comment. Mr. Chairman and members of the Council, I present this testimony for your consideration along with other public citizen comment. Thank you.